Well, what's happening, YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. Today on the table in front of us, we have got some budget greatness. Not goodness, greatness. This is the SRM 9201, and this is just a superb $30 pocket knife. It is really very good. So I had the 9211 on my channel. Somebody reached out and suggested that I check this out, and they were absolutely not wrong. And for 30 bucks, come on, this thing is superb. Of course, that's because it appeals to all of my likes, right? I mean, the blade shape, the handle shape, the little bit of styling on it. I love the Access style lock. It has a very nice deep carry pocket clip, which is surprisingly good. The G10 is milled out. It's just very comfortable and very slicey. Now this is D2. And we'll just look at this blade just for a minute. Look at the shape on that blade. It is a spectacular looking knife that also happens to have very good, God, very good action. It's well centered. Look, this is just a great knife, and they are $29 and change on Amazon. You cannot beat that with a stick. I mean, it's just really very good. It is a full-size knife, which I very much enjoy, and the blade-to-handle ratio on this thing is just about perfect. It really is. I mean, in a closed position, look at this. You right up to the very end. So you get a nice, comfortably length handle and an equally long, usable blade. It has a very stabby tip, should you be interested in having an argument at a gas station or just any sort of hammer grip. It is comfortable in the hammer grip. It is comfortable this way, should you want to choke up and do some, you know, fine work. You know, it's interesting. I always use that. You know, choke up and do some fine work. Honestly, I have no idea what that means. I mean, I do, but I've never needed to do it. I have other tools if I'm going to be that close to the mat with a knife. But if you needed to, particularly with this clip point, you can really get up close. Overall, it is spectacularly comfortable. You are a little bit away from the blade because of this shape through here. But let's talk about the blade. There is a sharpening choil. The plunge, it falls behind it. The edge is perfect on both sides. Perfectly ground, no variation. It is very sharp. There is no smile at the back. They sharpened it just right. It's got a G10 backspacer with a massive lanyard hole that does not interfere in any way with the knife. And the pocket clip, which is deep carry but not sunk all the way because of this final screw, only leaves you with about that much knife sticking out, which is really, really very good. Now, because it is sort of a curved and yet rectangular handle shape, it really sits in the hand beautifully. This has been an absolute joy to carry and cut with, which in the end is supposed to be what a knife is for. Let's go ahead and measure it out, just because we've got it on the table, and that's, I guess, what we do. You get 1, 2, 3.5 inches of cutting on just at or a little over 3.5 inches of blade. The grip area from just behind the swell. 1, 2, 3, 4 full inches of grip. As I said, this is a full-size knife. Let's do some size comparisons just for fun. Here it is against the Benchmade Bug Out, and as you can see, it just dwarfs the Bug Out. I got a little oil on the blade there, excuse me. And let's put it up against our big knife, which is the Presidio by Benchmade, the Presidio 2. As you can see, the Presidio is bigger, right? I mean, we're talking about half an inch overall bigger, but not by much. The 9201 here is a full-size knife. And again, I'd like to remind you that you get superb action, good centering, a well-ground blade for $29 and change. That is excellent. The pivot is really nice too. Let's see if we can get that to focus. It is single-sided, so there is no screw hole on this side. You've got the SRM logo and a blue pivot collar, which isn't going to show up that well in this light, but it's there on both sides. The Axis style lock, which is not a problem. Benchmade let that patent go, and we all need to let that go as well. Anybody can use this kind of lock as long as they don't call it an Axis lock. That is still Benchmade's, but the actual lock design belongs to everyone now, and as far as I'm concerned, everyone should be using it because I think it's just about my favorite style of lock. Fidget factor alone makes it totally worth it. Deployment is by way of this thumb hole. Oops. You know, I never miss unless I'm on camera. You can flip it open with your thumb. You can flick it open with your finger. You can roll it open very smoothly. Deployment is easy. It is lefty friendly. As you can, well, let's see if we can get that to show up. As you can see, there is a cutout for the clip on the, what I call the show scale, because I'm right-handed, but on this side as well. And because it's an ambidextrous Axis style lock, this is a true left hand, right hand, easy carry knife. So for you lefties out there, this is a superb option. Now, I haven't had it long enough to tell you, how well the blade's really going to hold up over time and the edge and, how well they heat treat their D2, all that stuff. I don't know. I do know that in the time that I've had it, I've cut everything that I cut with all these other knives, even stuff like this, on a regular basis, and it has held its edge as well as any of the other D2 knives that I had, and D2 holds a good edge. Of course, since it's D2, you're going to want to keep the blade mostly clean. In other words, don't ride it hard and put it away wet. It won't be happy down the road. But if you just take a minute and wipe that off, you'll be fine. Let's weigh it, because I'm curious. It feels very light. Now, it does have steel liners on the inside of the... Stand by just a second. Hang on, guy. All right. That'll zero out nicely. Let's see. Yep, so it's actually under the ounce per inch line that so many people like in a pocket knife. It is very light. Now, as I was saying, it has steel liners along both sides that are full length down the scales, but they are really milled out, just little hole for little hole for hole for hole, all the way down to the end. So it is a very lightweight knife, which is very cool. So that's it. That is the SRM 9201. These are available on Amazon. I am not an affiliate. I have no dog in this fight, no horse in this race, except that this is a superb pocket knife for not a lot of money. And frankly, I think that's worth everyone's time. Oh, it has a little bit of jimping right here, just where your thumb lands, which is very nice. Let's talk about the billing on this G10 before we go. Now, it's sort of almost a full faux bolster look, except it's a little too far down for that. It's milled in these beautiful lines here. There you go. And then this is just grippy as all get out back here. Pocket clip has good spring, good lift and ramp. The shape allows, as I've said, for a really comfortable grip. Look, this is just a great knife. This thing came out of the box and blew me away. And the best part is, at $29 and change, if you lose this, you get another one. I mean, I love my bug out, but at 150 bucks, I don't want to have to replace this thing. And so I'm a little more careful with it than I might otherwise be. At 30 bucks, well, if I destroy it, if I lose it, I can pick up another one and have another excellent knife for not a lot of money. And I think that is really worth looking into. So this is the SRM 9201. I don't remember who suggested that I get this, but thank you so much. You were right. This is awesome. Final wrap-up, D2, G10, Axis style lock, smooth action, well made, great clip. What a superb little knife. Thank you so much for watching. I have been a Therapeutic Edge. You have been my amazing audience. This has been the SRM 9201. If you have any questions about this or any knives, feel free to ask me down in the comments below. I hope you guys are having a great week. We'll see you next time.